Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Family fortunes have a way of unraveling in the most unexpected ways, but the 1950 case of the Lyon estate might be the most fascinating example I've ever encountered. Imagine discovering at age 40 that everything you knew about your identity was built on carefully constructed lies.
You know what's incredible about this case? It starts with one wealthy woman's death, but uncovers generations of hidden connections.
Let's dive into this remarkable story. In September 1950, Irene Moore Lyon, heiress to a Pennsylvania Koch dynasty, passes away at 68. Within days, 2 names surface in the legal proceedings: her adopted daughter Betsy Lyon and a mysterious figure named Foster Flint.
And nobody had ever heard of Foster Flint before this, right? It's like he appeared out of nowhere.
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Foster Flint turns out to be the biological son of Dr. James Lyon, Irene's husband, a prominent Washington, D.C. heart surgeon who, by the way, had just been completely written out of his wife's will.
Hold on. So we've got adopted siblings who didn't even know about each other's existence until this legal battle erupted?
Exactly. And here's where the story takes an even more fascinating turn. Irene had secretly changed her will very late in life, not only cutting out her husband completely, but also significantly reducing her adopted daughter Betsy's inheritance.
That must have been absolutely devastating for Betsy. I mean, she grew up in this world of incredible privilege. They even built her a playhouse with a stone fireplace.
The Civic Center Cottage, yes. It's still standing today at Glenview Mansion, this incredible estate that Irene bought in 1917 before marrying Dr. Lyon. You know what's fascinating? The mansion became this hub for Washington's social elite after they commissioned architects to transform it in 1923.
So we're talking about serious old money here, the kind of wealth that came from the railroad expansion era. What was it like living in that world back then?
Well, think about it. This was the early to mid-1900s. No social media, no instant news cycles. Reputation was everything, and privacy actually existed. The way these families protected their secrets was almost an art form.
That makes me think about how different the standards were back then. I mean, today we expect transparency, but in their world, keeping up appearances was paramount.
And speaking of appearances, let's talk about how this case ended up in front of 12 jurors, 6 men and 6 women, who had to untangle this web of relationships and determine what Irene's true intentions were with her will.
You know what's really striking about this whole situation? The way it mirrors The Great Gatsby, especially with the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater now sitting right next to Glenview Mansion.
That parallel is remarkable, isn't it? You've got the mansion representing old wealth, the East Egg of Rockville, if you will, and the theater representing new ambition, like Gatsby's West Egg. It's that same tension between legacy and reinvention.
And caught between these two worlds, we have all these fascinating characters. Dr. Lyon, who married into old money, Foster Flint discovering his unexpected connection to wealth, and Betsy, whose entire identity is suddenly in question.
Don't forget about Betsy's 3 husbands, Theodore Deutsch, Harry Kelly, and Michael Colaboletta. Each marriage seems to tell its own story about her journey through this upheaval.
That's right. And then there's the mysterious Auntie Ruth Stoughton and her family, 9 children in total. Their letters apparently revealed some crucial information just before the court battle.
The timing of those letters coming to light is fascinating. It makes you wonder what other secrets might still be buried in family archives somewhere.
So, what do you think drove Irene to make such dramatic changes to her will? It seems like such a powerful final statement.
That's one of the most intriguing questions in this whole story. We know the changes were made in complete secrecy, but the motivation behind them, well, that's something we'll have to explore as we dig deeper into how this empire was built in the first place.
And I imagine the impact of these decisions rippled through generations of both families.
absolutely fascinating how these kinds of family secrets can echo through time. You know what really strikes me? The way this story challenges our assumptions about wealth, family, and identity.
It's like peeling back layers of an onion. Each document, each letter, each court filing reveals another piece of this incredible puzzle.
And we haven't even touched on how Foster Flint discovered his connection to this family. Imagine learning something like that in your 40s. It must have completely upended his sense of self.
The human impact of these revelations is just staggering when you think about it.
You know what makes this story so compelling? It's not just about money. It's about belonging, truth, and the stories we tell ourselves about who we are.
And how those stories can be completely rewritten in an instant.
Looking ahead to our next episode, we'll be diving into how this fortune was built in the first place, the foundation that made all of this drama possible.
That's going to be fascinating. Understanding how the decisions made during the railroad expansion era set the stage for everything that followed.
And maybe help us understand why Irene made the choices she did in those final changes to her will. Sometimes the past holds the key to understanding the present.
Well, one thing's for certain. This story proves that truth really is stranger than fiction.
And we're just getting started. There are still so many questions to answer, so many connections to uncover. Stay with us as we continue to unravel this remarkable tale of fortune, family, and fate.
Marketing is hard. But I'll tell you a little secret. It doesn't have to be. Let me point something out. You're listening to a podcast right now, and it's great. You love the host. You seek it out and download it. You listen to it while driving, working out, cooking, even going to the bathroom. Podcasts are a pretty close companion. And this is a podcast ad. Did I get your attention? You can reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a pre-produced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience in their favorite podcasts with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com, that's Libsyn, ads.com today.